Hey, ladies and gents, it's Wiz here with the review of the Cosmic Legion's Slygor Riz, the Tusk Gravekeeper. So here he is in all his glory. I think this is the functional equivalent of the Mythic Legion's Barbarian Builder, which was a figure that came packed with so many options, so many accessories that, Mythic Legion's fans usually recommend them as a first figure for people so they can understand the modularity, the pop and swap, all the different things that you could do with the figure. So I think, yeah, this is the functional equivalent of that for Cosmic Legions. Let me show you the box here real quick. Art by Nate Barch. Digital render there in the front. Here's the Havalkatar Book 2 Grave Knight story. On the back, you have the cross-sell of all the other figures available, some of which are here in the background. And then it says here, Slygor Riz. Although much of a prisoner's sentence at Havalkatar is spent steering clear of the throngs of Sexian guards patrolling every corner, it is the guards of Block 5 that need to be avoided at all costs. These Tusk Block 5 attendants, commonly referred to as gravekeepers, are tasked with watching over and disciplining inmates unlucky enough to find themselves in the dreaded lower ring of Havalkatar's prison. They are led by the brutal commander Slygor Riz. Stern and unyielding, Slygor Riz is not to be crossed. A former champion of the prison's fighting pit, the Athrocrean thug takes a no-mercy approach with his inmates. As a survivor of the ring himself, Slygor believes that the only approach of any worth when dealing with weaker and less successful combatants is one of harsh discipline and zero tolerance for failure. So this guy is a badass and a bad guy. Because as we know, our heroes and our protagonists here are inmates in the infamous Havalkatar prison, and so if this guy's enforcing the rules there, he's got to be bad. But he looks so good. No, he looks really cool. So he comes with multiple heads, but this one is a very cool looking alien visage, which is humanoid. He's got like little elven ears and a weirdly shaped nose and a cleft in the middle of his lips, and then he's got this these stripes on his head. They're very subtle. There's the back. So this is his main head. This is, Slygor Riz himself. I guess he's sly about his gore, and he has a lot of Riz, and Riz stands for charisma. See, I'm hip with the lingo, with the young people slang. So yeah, a very, very cool looking head. I think the nose is very feline looking, and these airbrush lines give it a real subtle, very, very cool and very neat alien appeal. He comes with a shield with this really, really neat markings on the front. It comes apart so you can actually configure it in a number of different ways. It has a purple energy component. I'm not going to take it through all its bases because basically don't have time. It's too much, not enough space in my phone to do everything or pop and swap everything on there, but just let it be known that it's got that purple energy effect. It's kind of like a riot shield. And then he has his, I guess, riot stick, and he has two versions. They both have this purple energy, or one of them has the purple energy crackle to indicate that, whatever, this cattle prod has been activated and it's ready to inflict some pain on the prisoners. And the other one is with the crackle off. I don't know why anybody would want it with the crackle off, since I think it's a lot more exciting with the energy crackle on. But You know, that's up to you, and options are always good to have. Then the staff, which is put together there and pops off so that you can change the heads. He's got these really cool tubes that you can configure a number of different ways. I just popped them off the utility belt. I really like the paint on this guy and the fact that it's, you know, a very cool metallic blue. You can't go wrong with metallic blue and black. And then the gray accents are really awesome. So let me take the shield off. It's got a clip on the back, and it has a little piece here that slips in and out. So you can take it apart. It actually comes with two of these newfangled shield clips there so that you can configure it different ways. I would have liked to have had two of these shield clips, but it only came with one. Even though there are multiple different ways to configure the shield, you could have it be pure energy, or let's see, that's an approximation there of that. Well, here I am doing what I said I wasn't going to do, right? Futz around with the shields and the different options. There are a lot of people better at that than I am. Folks like Dorclair. Probably shouldn't give a shout out to other reviewers, but hey. You also get these 6 hands in all different kinds, 6 extra hands in all kinds of different configurations: punching hand, grasping hands, trigger hands, you know, to hold the weapons. There also have an option so you can swivel the wrist up and down like that, or side to side, depending on what you might want to do. But, you know, hands for every and all occasion. Also comes with this cool map of Cosmerium that you can pop on his wrist here so he can look down and see what's going on. The thing about that, though, is if you want this on his wrist, you have to pop this little flexible tube off, right? So those are cool, and they work well because they configure with the different portholes that appear in different places on his body, right? So there it is. He can take a peek at that. That's a communication device or something. And maybe that's an incoming transmission from somewhere on the 5 rings of Cosmerium. The other thing he comes with, in addition to the stun staff, is this cosmic rifle or machine gun. So I guess if things really start getting out of hand, he can break this guy out. If you are so inclined, there are a couple other heads, which I'll show you. There's 4 of these little crystalline blocks that are pretty ubiquitous and come with a lot of the figures. So 4 of those. And then there's this, which pops into his back, and then you can use to, I guess you could use to pop in the tubes if you'd like to have it configured in a different way. Different options there to play around with on the back. So I want to apologize, folks. I'm also a little bit under the weather. I've got some sinus issues, but we're just going to soldier through here. Very cool cyclopean robotic head with a clear purple visor, and then inside you get that red dot there. So you can pop Slygor's head, pop these on, and as you can tell, you have a number of different kinds of robotic gravekeeper guards, right? He's the head, but you know, of the unit, but these guys with their watching you with their beady red eyes and all those robotic components could be droids, you know, worker droids or robots that aren't alien beings like Slygor. So it also has this, which we've seen before with some of the other figures. This pops on his back, and then you can have the translucent purple bubble helmet on him like that if he's going to be fighting in outer space. So this here does not come with the set. I'm just using that to prop up some of the accessories. But so yeah, so there's that helmet and back piece. So that, as you can tell, there's endless different ways to configure this guy. Well, it's not going to stand up. You'll also have some of these that you could use as alternate headpieces, right? You got a opaque metallic one, and then you have the clear purple one that you could put, you know, over his head and over his helmet. I guess you could also put the bubble helmet over that, but I don't see why anyone would want to do that, since it's already, I think, unnecessary for a inorganic robotic being to have a bubble helmet, even if he's in space, because I don't imagine they need to breathe oxygen. Yeah, this is just a little thing that I set up there. So, see here, show you how you pop the head off. The head came off there with the neck, and then the pauldrons are also removable. I used the hair dryer to get those pauldron pieces in there so they fit in really snugly. Then there's the neck that's in there really tight. Anyway, I'm not going to take it through its paces or pop and swap, but you can see that how he comes apart and how he can be reconfigured, taken apart into his constituent parts. See the back there. Okay, folks, bit of rambling there. I love this guy. I love the metallics. I love the color scheme. I love how the purple and the blue and the gray accent each other. I like all the different options and all the different hands, because there's going to be endless ways to configure and play with this guy. And you could army build if you're so inclined. I just, like I said, I'm getting over a cold, so my voice is starting to fail me, and I think I may be rambling. But Slygor Res does in fact have Riz, and I would recommend that you pick them up, because if you don't, I think you will miss out on having, like I said, the basic builder with the most options of all of the figures. Here's the inside of his box. Nate Barch did a great job on this. You can see it's a workshop there, kind of grimy and gritty, as to be expected from a prison environment. So there he is, 3 heads, multiple body armor attachments, multiple shield configurations, multiple hands, stun staff, rifle, multiple weapons, just basically all the goodies that you can get, including the tubing and the goodies that you get with a bunch of different figures, all available for your pop and swap needs. So, Slygor is home run. Is the Wiz signing out. I'll do better next time. I think when I'm feeling a little better. Is the Wiz signing out.